Here on MoneyFM 89.3, 10:35 on your Singapore Sunday morning. Hope your day is off to a good start. Hope you're having a great Deepavali weekend as well. And I know the festival has been going on for a week or so, more or less already. But if you're celebrating, we hope that you're having an amazing festival of light, having some good family time and time with your other relatives, etc. The masks, right? We've all got them. We all use them. We all have to use them. And there are so many out there now, and everybody is coming up with a great solution. Of course, the Temasek Foundation had been giving away free masks. They've done, I think, 4 or 5 exercises to make sure everybody in Singapore has the masks. But there are other players in this network. And one of them is FaceWedge reusable masks. I'd like to talk now with Mel Reed, who is the co-founder of FaceWedge reusable masks. And they are lightweight cotton masks, but with an environmental twist. They are partnering with 7 Clean Seas to take plastic waste from the sea in Southeast Asia. Let's talk with Mel right now. Mel, how are you doing?
Hi, Glenn. I'm great, thank you. Thanks so much for having me on the show. It's a pleasure to be here.
Well, it's great to have you on, and we just happened to run into each other the other day. You had a pop-up stand at Isetan in Singapore, and I was really caught by what you're doing and how you're doing it. Maybe give us a bit of an overview on what you're doing with FaceWedge.
Absolutely. So FaceWedge was born through a passion project. So myself and my husband set up FaceWedge. We're a Singapore-based company about 6 months ago now. And post-circuit breaker, we were out for first time in a long time along the beach, and we took our 2-year-old for a little swim. And it really shocked us, the amount of plastic waste, gloves and masks, disposable ones, that were discarded along the beach. I mean, my son had picked up a mask himself, and I'm such an eco-warrior at heart. A lot of my friends know this about me. I'm very kind of anti-plastic and packaging, and I thought, how can I make a difference here? How can we do something right in this situation? At the same time, we couldn't find a mask that we love to wear. And so I actually started hand making masks at home to make something a little bit lighter and breathable, something a bit fashionable and funky, so that I could look forward to wearing it and build it into my wardrobe. I had friends asking me, look, could you make custom masks? And I suddenly realized, actually, this could be a thing. I could actually provide something great on the market, and at the same time support 7 Clean Seas. So 7 Clean Seas.
Yeah, how did you get the idea to partner with them? Had you known about them before, or what was that relationship?
That's right. So Tom Peacock, Ben Moody, Pam, they run 7 Clean Seas. They've been set up for a few years now. And basically, the company I work for, Spencer Ogden, it's my main job. We'd been taken out on a kind of volunteering corporate social event with 7 Clean Seas. So we had, I think, 80 of us from the office on the beach cleaning up. At the end of the session, we managed to weigh all of the kilos of plastic we'd removed, all the fishing nets, etc. And it was a great cause. And at the end of the event, we then donated to 7 Clean Seas for them to continue their work. So 7 Clean Seas were reliant on corporate sponsorship and donations, but obviously given circuit breaker, given social distancing, the lack of group volunteering and work that can go out, we thought, well, you know what, actually it could be really good if we can continue to fund their work. So every mask sale donates to 7 Clean Seas.
Yeah, how does that work? It says every 5 masks sold equals a kilogram of plastic that's pulled from the ocean. How does that work?
Absolutely. So for every mask that we sell, we will log that to 7 Clean Seas. So they will bill us at the end of the month for the amount of masks that we've sold. And essentially every single mask has a donation tied to it. So 5 of them will fund the removal of 1 whole kilo. That makes sense.
Wow, that's great. So are you actually able to make money with selling your masks by donating? That sounds like a fairly large amount of money that you're donating each 5 masks.
We are a profit-making business, but we don't take a salary out of it. We pay our mask costs, our staff. We've grown our family. Now we've opened up a few pop-up shops. We've got a 15-man team now across Singapore. And then from the profit, we also donate to 7 Clean Seas. So actually they are a cost before we calculate that profit. But I think, looking back at all the good we've done over the last 6 months, we pulled almost 2 tons from the ocean. Wow. So that in itself is the real reward, to be honest, Glenn.
That's a lot of face coverings, isn't it?
It is indeed.
Good for you. Yeah, you've been here for nearly 8 years in Singapore, and when you see, as you rightly mentioned, when we go down to the beaches, and I posted a lot of photos on East Coast Park early in the morning before the beach cleaners are out there raking and picking up stuff, and it is it's disgusting most of the year, quite honestly, how much junk is washing up on our beaches. And not all of it's, coming from Singapore. So it's in the ocean already. It's coming from neighboring countries or ships or whatever. We of course, can't know the exact origin of a lot of it. But so many people now are really taking an active stand toward cleaning up. I see volunteers every time I'm down at East Coast Park, just random 1, 2, 3, 5 people out there picking up trash on their own and putting it in plastic bags. It does seem like the message is out and people are really trying to do the right thing to try to clean up the environment. But the challenge is just so massive, isn't it?
It is. And I think that there's something like 8 million metric cubic tons of plastic in the ocean. 70% of it originates from Southeast Asia. And a lot of it does end up, in the channel around Singapore. And what I love about 7 Clean Seas is they've now expanded their reach beyond Singapore waters. They're now employing furloughed workers in Indonesia and hopefully spreading beyond that. And I think they're also putting some R&D into a vessel which will then also be able to collect all of the waste from the surface of the sea as well. So there's lots of work going into kind of how we can continue that drive. But from an education perspective, it's a tough one. I think it's just having ownership over, if you see it, then take it and put it in the bin so it doesn't end up in the sea or, damaging the ecosystem or wildlife.
Yeah. We're talking with Mel Reed, the co-founder of FaceWedge Reusable Masks. And tell us about the masks themselves. Where do you get the material for them? How do you put them together? I know that you have a lot of different styles and something really for everybody.
We do. I have to say, I have to thank the Singapore public because we launched literally about 5 styles to start with. And we put out a bit of a survey across some of the Facebook groups and the mums to say, what is it that you're looking for? What would you like to see on the market? And so actually all of our designs are born through all of our customers saying, I'd like a bit of space and rockets for my son. Can we have a matching one for my husband? So we've got a full range. Actually, our fabrics come from all over the world, all handmade. And we have block colors, we have linen fabric effect, we have tropical design, Singapore inspired, and we have a lot of sea life ones, which kind of ring true to kind of the theme really. So sharks, manta rays, turtles, which are actually our best sellers.
Yeah, and they're sewn here in Singapore?
That's right. So they are all designed here in Singapore. All the concepts are here in Singapore. They're handmade in Hong Kong. Through a friend of a business contacting Hong Kong, making baby clothes prior to this. They were struggling a little bit with their sales. So we decided to collaborate with those guys to bring the connection together with us here to supply the demand here for fabric face masks.
Yeah. And what do you think the future of FaceWedge is going to be? Hopefully we will not be in the mask environment forever. We'll start to see some of that go away maybe next year sometime. What next? How will you evolve the company?
That's a great question. It's something my husband and I are always talking about. I think to start with, we didn't expect it to go so crazy, actually. It was meant to be a bit of a side project. It has gone a bit bigger than we even imagined. And now what we'd love to do is we're looking at fabrics where the plastic that is pulled from the ocean can be repurposed into fabric that we can then use for things like swimwear, lady swimwear, men's swimwear, kids swimwear. So that's kind of something we're looking into next. I think Glenn is having the time now to put our brain power in action for that next project, but that's something to watch out for hopefully next year.
Wow, it's a great effort, and thanks for taking us through what you're doing right now. If somebody wants to look further at the masks you're putting together and figure out how they can donate to 7 Clean Seas, how do they find you?
So do visit us at FaceWedge.com or have a look at our stores. We are in Isetan on level 1 and we're in Takashimaya on level 3. And if you're planning to do any travel coming up soon, at the end of the month, we will be stocked at WH Smith in the airports too. So look out for us.
Awesome. Mel Reed, co-founder of FaceWedge Reusable Masks. Thanks so much for being with us this morning. Keep up the good work.
Thanks, Glenn. Thanks for having us. Take care.
All right.
Have
Thanks,
a good
Mel.
weekend.
Another interesting Singapore startup story right here, trying to do some good for the environment, in addition to helping us all out with something that we all need many of, and that is fresh masks on a regular basis. So much more coming up here on Money FM.